time, bruh.
Okay. Let's have a closer look. What the? Oh no.
Now, the Dead Rising series is one that has established itself to follow a very particular set of rules. A bit like a set of zombie-slaying commandments. Commandment 1, thou shalt respect the time limit. Commandment 2, thou shalt escort difficult survivors. Commandment 3, thou shalt not have convenient checkpoints. And Commandment 4, thou shalt be overcome by deadly psychopaths whenever we feel like it. So imagine my surprise at the sacrilege that was occurring when I discovered that Dead Rising 4 was smashing these sacred texts to do its own thing. I mean, sure, its core concept is still intact. You work through a set of cases to solve a conspiracy while beset by a horde of undead flesh munchers in the hope of escaping with your life and perhaps save the day for more than just yourself. But that doesn't change the fact that the Dead Rising I'd grown up with was suddenly very different. The time limit? Gone. Escorting mindless survivors? Gone. Checkpoints? Oh yeah, we got them in spades. And psychopath mini-bosses ready to trash you? Yeah, not really. Not anymore. The game has gone through a fairly extensive mechanical facelift to deliver a much snappier, dynamic experience. And a healthy portion of me really did enjoy this. But it would be remiss for me to say I was 100% happy to see the old series staples gone. What results is a very different Dead Rising game. Familiar, yet entirely alien at points. Frank West himself feels like a stranger, with his new voice actor, who does a good job, I might add. But is portrayed in such a way that you still want to get to know him and his incredible cynical sarcasm at the whole zombie outbreak situation.
Shit. Don't worry, Frank. Nothing bad ever happens in the sewers, right?
Frank himself comes equipped with new toys to aid him in his investigation, such as a not detective mode spectrum analyzer filter for his camera, and a fairly standard night vision mode. Carving a bloody swathe across the Willamette Memorial Mall and its surroundings is entirely load screen free, and made all the more fun with the return of the vehicle crafting mechanics from Dead Rising 3, with even more madcap options for the sake of traversing the landscape and creating bloody mayhem. This is mirrored in the game's extensively expanded combo crafting system, with a rich plethora of stupid yet hilarious devices of death ready at your fingertips. A criticism I might have here is the game is very quick to peak with its generosity, with many of the vehicles and weapons given in the earlier chapters of the game kicking a truly huge amount of ass right up until the end of the game, meaning you might neglect some of the crazy options you are offered, and quickly turning the game into a 50-something-year-old journalist power fantasy, as you basically cream all resistance you encounter through a combination of both scathing wit and military-grade hardware. This criticism really does continue through the entirety of the Dead Rising 4 experience. The apparent streamlining of the systems that made Dead Rising what it is has really made the game more accessible than ever before, but arguably at the loss of some of its retro-ish charm. It's an odd situation where it almost feels like they could have soft rebooted the series with a title like New Dead Rising or Dead Rising 2016 Edition, rather than entirely calling it Dead Rising 4. I can really only liken it to the new Coke fiasco, but I guess luckily the new flavour is quite enjoyable. Will you miss the old flavour of Dead Rising? Oh, absolutely, but it's definitely going to carve up the existing fanbase in some very defined camps. Those who like classic Dead Rising, and those who are going to enjoy the newer style of gameplay moving forward. I personally, I'm sure I'll be somewhere in the middle. I mean, much like I am now, I'm reminiscent of the past, but still quite optimistic of the series' future. Which I guess in a nutshell, if you're going to spend your Christmas killing zombies, there's only really one option this holiday season. It's Dead Rising 4, but just keeping in mind that it has shifted the ground that Dead Rising was built on quite dramatically.
Fist bump. Seriously, come on. What, come on, everybody does it! It's like the in thing.